Good morning, guys. Hope you are all well this morning. Let's get ready for lesson 1 in term 3, our first spelling lesson of our term 3 spellings. Okay, our learning objective for today is to use apostrophes to spell contracted forms. Okay, so we know that there is one form of apostrophes we've used for possession. This is the second form of possession, the second form of apostrophe use, which is for a contracted word, which means to show missing letters. Okay, so our success criteria today: understand the two uses of the apostrophe, so the contracted form, which we're learning today, and apostrophe for possession. Read and understand your spelling words, so it's just as important to understand them as it is for you to be able to spell them. And read, understand, and spell your words. Okay, here are your spelling words. We're going to be doing different activities for group A, B, and C today. So I hope you know your groups and I hope you are ready to get started. Okay, so first of all, we're going to revise using apostrophe for singular possession. Okay, so I want you to write the missing word in the sentence. All 3 of the sentences, everybody's going to do this together. I'm going to read the words so you know what the missing word is. I want you to write them on your whiteboards. At the end, you should have 3 words. I'm going to write each one for you. I'm going to read each one for you twice. Okay, so the first one in brown. The cake's toppings looked delicious. The cake's toppings looked delicious. That's the first one. Okay, the second one. The girl's skirt twirled as she danced. The girl's skirt twirled as she danced. That's the second one. And the third one, what is the school's policy on healthy eating? What is the school's policy on healthy eating? Okay, so those are your 3 sentences. You should have 3 words written down. I'm going to just give you a second. Okay, the cake's toppings looked delicious. The cake's toppings. Okay, so the apostrophe go here because it's singular, one cake, and the toppings belong to the cake. That's what the apostrophe shows us. Okay, the second one, the girl's skirt twirled as she danced. So one girl and the skirt belongs to the girl. So the apostrophe is showing us that the skirt belongs to the girl. And the last one, what is the school's policy on healthy eating? So the apostrophe is showing us that the policy belongs to the school. Okay, so the policy belongs to the school. All right, you can give yourselves 1 tick on your whiteboard, which is equal to 1 class dojo, if you got all 3 of those correct. Just give yourselves a second to check that you put the apostrophe in the right place, guys, because this is the important thing, that the apostrophe for possession is in the right place when each of these nouns is singular. Okay, well done if you got all those 3 correct. Okay, so moving on to our contracted form words. I'm very quickly going to read these words to you. So if you are not sure how to read some of the words, make sure you listen carefully. So we have I'm, I'll, I've, I'd, he's, he'd, she's, she'd, you'd, you'll, can't, don't, there, they've, they'd, we've, we're, you've, you're, you'll. And then we have shan't, won't, there, they've, hadn't, haven't, aren't, weren't, couldn't, and o'clock. Okay, so guys, let's just have a look at 2 of these words quickly. I'm going to choose he'd and she's. So he had been asleep all day. Okay, so he had been asleep all day. This is the long version. He had been asleep all day. So to contract that, we're taking away these letters here, joining the words and adding the apostrophe to show where the letters have been removed. So he'd is the contracted form. Okay, let's do it one more time for she's. So she is waiting for lunch. Okay, she is waiting for lunch. So the contracted form of that is we're going to take away the I and we're going to join those words together. And the apostrophe goes in that place to show where the words have been removed. So he'd and she's, like over here, are the contracted form. Okay, guys, so what I want you to do is not do all of your words because that would take too long. But as you can see in the red boxes, each group has 2 words. So group A, you've got I've and I. Group B, you've got don't and there. And group C, you've got won't and they are. All right, so guys, I'm going to give you a minute on the clock here. And I just want you to write, if you can do it in a sentence, then please do. I just want you to write the expanded form of these words. So just like I've contracted them here, but originally I wrote the expanded form. So I want you to write the expanded form of the 2 words in your group. And if you can write them in a sentence, that will be great. Okay, your 1 minute starts now. Okay, 20 seconds left. You've got 20 seconds. 5. Excellent. Okay, so let's start with number 3 and 4 over here. So the contracted form is I've, the expanded form is I have. I have finished my homework. So if you've written I have, well done to you. That's the first expanded form. Okay, and the second one is I had. So I had finished my homework yesterday. So let's just write. So that's the first one, yesterday. Okay, I had finished my homework yesterday. So I have and I had. Okay, give yourselves 1 tick if you've got both of those right. That's for group A. So if you've got both of those right, well done, group A. Okay, group B is, instead of don't, your one is do not eat the fish. Do not is the extended form of don't. And then there, so there, the expanded form of there is they are eating the fish. Okay, so they are is the expanded form of there. Well done, Group B. If you got both of those right, give yourselves a tick and a dojo. And Group C, you have the trickiest ones of all because won't is actually a different word completely. So the expanded form is will not. Will not is changed to won't. So you would have to say, I will not eat the fish. Okay, I will not. And then they are, we've already had, they are still eating the fish. Okay, so won't is the contraction of will not. Okay, in this case, we actually take all of these letters out and we do change it a bit. So group C, just watch out for that a little bit in some of your spelling words. Okay, the same goes for you with shan't. Okay, in the expanded form of shan't is shall not. Okay, it's just a little bit different. Okay, guys, well done if you got both of those correct, and if you managed to write it in a sentence, a tick for you. So that's 2 dojos you could have earned so far. All right, so now we know how to spell the words. We know what the contractions are of the expanded versions, but are we sure that we know the exact spelling? So guys, you will see you've got Group A's work here, Group B and Group C. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to complete this task. And this time what I want you to do is just write down the correct version here, just the correct version. So some of these words are spelled correctly and some of them are not spelled correctly. So you need to write down the ones in your group that are spelled correctly. Okay, at the end, I'll tell you how many you should have. You've got 2 minutes to complete this, guys. 2 minutes. Off you go. Okay, guys, that's 1 minute gone. If you have completed your group, why don't you have a look at some of the words in the other groups to see if you can do some of theirs as well, but keep them separate from your own. Okay, you can also, don't forget, always write your spelling words in a sentence. So if you've got the correct ones, you can always write them in a sentence as well. Okay, you've got about 30 seconds left. Okay, guys, that is time up. Well done. Okay, let's have a look at each group at a time, and you can have a look at everybody's, not just your own. Okay, so I'm, yes, this one is correct. Its expanded form is I am. Okay, I'll, also correct here. I will, expanded form as well. This should be a capital letter here like this one, so we'll change that in a minute. It should have a capital letter here. Okay, you'll is a correct word, but as you can see, the apostrophe is in the wrong place. So this one is incorrect. Okay, so we're going to take that one away. This is the correct one of you'll, which is you will. Okay, you will. All right, as you can see, this I'll is the apostrophe is in the wrong place there, so we're going to get rid of that one. And she's expanded she is, but the apostrophe is in the wrong place because here are the missing letters. So again, this one is wrong. Okay, she'd, she had, the apostrophe is in the correct place, so this one is right. And you'd, again, you would, apostrophe in the wrong place there. So that one is incorrect. Okay, so if you got these four correct in group A, you can give yourself a tick on your whiteboard, and that will be a dojo. All right, moving on to B. So we have can't in the right place. We have we, expanded form, we have in the right place. We've got you have, this is in the right place. And we've got we've here, which is in the wrong place. So this one, the apostrophe should be there. So that one's wrong. There, spelt like this, isn't an expanded phrase, so you don't need an apostrophe in that word at all. So that one is wrong. And out of the two don'ts, this is the correct one. So the apostrophe here is in the correct place. Okay, as you can see with can't, this one is in the correct place, this one is not. And finally, we're expanded is we are. So those are the 5 correct spellings in group B. Give yourself a tick on your whiteboard if you got those ones correct. Okay, in C, group C, here we are. Okay, so first of all, we'll take a look at shan't. This one is correct. So shall not, in the right place here is that apostrophe. And won't, again, the apostrophe is where the missing letters are. These are the ones that are slightly different words when they're expanded. Okay, so weren't, were not, that's in the right place there. And they've, as in they have, that's in the right place there. Aren't, are not, there's 2 of those there. And as you can see, this one is in the wrong place and this one is in the correct place. Okay, they've is missing an apostrophe altogether, so that one is definitely not in the right place. And here you can see weren't is not correct as well because there's actually an apostrophe in the wrong place. So there you go, 5 for group C as well. If you got those right, give yourself a tick on your whiteboard. Well done, everybody. Okay, moving on. So just for the last 2 minutes, you are going to write 2 sentences for me. All right, I want you to write the sentences in the contracted form. So you're going to put these words together and you are going to put the apostrophe in the correct place. Group A, you are going to write a sentence with the contracted form of I am. You are also going to write a sentence with the contracted form of she is. B, you're going to do cannot, and you are going to do not. Group C, you are going to do had not and are not. So you've got 2 minutes. You're going to write these sentences using their contracted form. So add the apostrophe and put them into a sentence. So these words in a sentence. 2 minutes, guys. Off you go. Let me just start this again. Okay, 2 minutes starting now. Okay, so you're coming up for a minute. Make sure you've written the words in their contracted form by adding the apostrophe. But let's just have a look at our sentence writing success criteria here. So I want you to pay attention to. Okay, so some of you might have these as your targets in English anyway. Capital letter and full stop, an absolute must in every sentence. Then let's try to make them interesting. So can you use an adjective? Can you add in an adjective in there? Or could you use a conjunction to make the sentence more complicated? You can use and, but, because. Can you use an expanded noun phrase in there? So think of your noun and then can you expand that noun in any way? And if you are really, really good at writing your sentences, try to add a subordinating clause into that sentence. So if you've written your 2 sentences, have a look out of here what you have done. This is your success criteria in sentence writing. Okay, that's your 2 minutes up, everybody. So I'm just going to show you the contracted form of the words, and you guys can have a look at using the success criteria, how well you did with your sentences. Okay, you're going to change that to I'm. There we go. So we've taken the A out and we've replaced it with the apostrophe. She is becomes she's. So we took an E out there. We've taken the I away and we've added the apostrophe to show where those missing letters are. Okay, here with cannot. Cannot becomes can't. So we put it together, we add the apostrophe to show where we've removed the letters. And do not becomes don't. So here we're going to join the word together. Oops. We're going to join the words together and keep the N in there and use the apostrophe for where the T was missing. Okay, so don't, can't and don't. Had not becomes hadn't. So we're going to put these words together, take out the O, add the apostrophe there, hadn't. And same we're going to do with aren't. So we're going to join the words together, take out the O and put the apostrophe where the missing letter is. So aren't. So if you said I'm and she's, give yourself a tick on your whiteboard. If you said can't and don't, give yourself a tick on the whiteboard. And if you said hadn't and aren't, give yourself a tick on the whiteboard. Okay, if you think you completed all of these success criteria when writing that sentence, keep your sentence on your whiteboard, show it to your teacher. And if your teacher agrees that you've used all this, then you can give yourself an extra tick on your whiteboard, but only if your teacher agrees that you've used all of these successes in your writing. Okay, well done everybody. So what we've been learning today is to use the apostrophe to spell contracted forms, all right? Take a look at your spelling lists, try to recognise them in writing that you see today in your guided reading book and in your library book, and don't forget where the apostrophe goes, where the missing letters have been removed. Okay, well done everybody. You had a maximum of